Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen.
Keep going. Carol Baskin.
Fed him to tigers, they snacking.
That's great on this beat.
Happening? Carol Baskin. All right.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It is episode 4. 4.
Shit.
Hey.
That's unfortunate.
On 4.
Oh, this is the, wow.
You had the thing.
Wait. Yeah. I'm your boy Chris, aka SSJ Black Rat, aka Mr. Muckluck, aka Mr. Shade. Should I play that in the building? Hype, as always.
Every time.
Never fails.
And as you can see, we sort of changed up the room a little bit, changed it up, because we also have a special guest. But before we get to our special guest, we're going to introduce everybody. Introduce Velvet. Velvet, what's going on?
As you guys know, I'm Velvet on Instagram at... Fuck, I always forget. Velvet, Isabel, Isabelx on Instagram.
I'm Jade Cooley. You can find me on social media at Jade Cooley, because that's my name.
And Ms. Morgan?
Sorry, that SMR video, or that sound was really good. Hi, everybody. It's Morgan. Follow me at Heymo on Instagram.
And with our very first special guest
Dun, da, da, da.
on That's Unfortunate, we got the host of Henny Haters Club.
Hi, guys. How much time y'all got for an intro?
Yo, go for it. Go for it. Please, go for it.
All right, so my name is Freddie Mac, okay? Shit, where do I begin? So my Twitter is _Freddie Mac. My Instagram, one of them, is differ 2_ ENT. That's my clothing line. If you want to follow my photography page, shit. It's Freddie T JPG on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get that, then you're a little slow. But let me tell you, JPG is an image file. You understand? So Freddie T image. Anyway, so then
We had to break it down.
Facts. And then you have Henny Haters Club, you know what I'm saying? It's also a podcast. So if you're into, hearing the truth in its drunkest form, listen to that shit. You feel me? So that's me.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I intentionally meant to go for the laughter.
He meant every second of
their
that.
applause.
Bro, I'm going to need you to label those.
We've established that I have to label.
It's time to label your shit.
I fucked up once again.
That's 2 times.
He meant that.
No, I don't
be
feel
like
love.
That's awesome.
But as we said, Henny Haters. Check it out. I've been on a couple times.
That's unfortunate.
Showed off some of my mixing skills. Showed off that like progressively me getting drunker and drunker is quite funny. It's a fun time. But yeah, great show. Check it out. We're gonna link it in the description, and let's go ahead and jump into it.
Quick PSA. This is like, it's a little drinking here, but this is the most sober I've ever been on a podcast.
Ooh.
I'm proud of you.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
All right, so this week our icebreaker is I'm a little disappointed. Disappointed in the fact that I was expecting a red table talk today
Weren't we all?
of Jada Pinkett Smith interviewing Jada Pinkett Smith.
Interviewing like herself.
She got to get her own angles right. You know what I'm saying? She got to get the interview her and her own perspective.
Yeah, so maybe there's like multiple parts. Maybe it's production. I understand.
What if like her mom was the one interviewing her?
Oh, yikes.
Oof.
Her mom and Willow just interview her.
I don't think Willow would really care.
I'm like, she knows about it. It's not like they don't know.
Yeah.
They probably like talk about it. They're probably like real open about their shit.
Yeah, they've
In
always
relation
been
to
really
our icebreaker.
Yes. So our icebreaker, people have been talking about it all weekend. Open relationships. Do they work? And would you try an open relationship? So, Morgan, let's start with you. Morgan, like, I guess referring to the Jada and August situation, let's sort of like, how do you feel about that whole debacle?
About that situation?
Yeah, let's start with that first.
I don't know, because public relationships are just like, in general to me, because like I wouldn't want all my shit out there, first of all. I mean, as far as them, they seem like they've worked it out. They've been married for how many years? Like at least, 30 years? They've been married for a long ass time.
J. Cole even talks about it.
If it works for them, it works for them. Me personally, I wouldn't see that working for me, but I know of people like that are in thruples and that have like open relationships. To me, thruples are kind of similar. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't say that they're not feasible and that they would never work. But it's not me.
It's not you?
No, it's not me.
Okay.
I need all the attention.
Relatable content.
You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's kind of like
the simple.
In my
explanation.
mind, that would be nice because I don't like to be bothered that much. But at the same time, like, if I want to disappoint two people at once, I'll just go see my parents. Like, I'm not. I mean, I feel like. Thank you. I got it off Twitter, but
Oh man.
yeah, no, not for me. I barely want one. Whatever it is, a relationship or some shit. But no, I could not handle. Also, no, I would just be jealous all the time and really insecure.
Thank you.
Because, like, if you need someone else, then I'm just not doing it for you. There's somebody who only wants me. I don't know who it is, but.
All right, Fred?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, how you feeling?
All right, so this is how I see it. All right, excuse me.
Go for it.
Let me get in there.
All right, so this is how I see it. Open relationship, probably not. Now, open marriage, that's a different conversation because that's, not in the beginning stages. I'm saying like further down the line, an open marriage I can see it.
Swingers.
I can see how it becomes feasible. But in the beginning, as you said, you want all the attention. What if you're the person getting all the attention from multiple people? See, she sees it now. So when it comes to that question in an open relationship, I'm not the polygamous person. But further down the line, if I become successful and I'm in a marriage that's stable and it's still a marriage, because a marriage is a partnership, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you love this person, you're in it forever as long as humanly possible. When that happens, if this person, let's say, or you let's say you don't satisfy this person sexually anymore, and would you invite someone else in? Obviously, with my young mind, I'd be like, that's fucking disgusting. Hell no, don't touch my lady. But who's to say that can't change years and years down the line while I'm with someone that I'm already with? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah, change your perspective.
Okay, I definitely see where he's going with that. Because, like, after, when people are married for, like, 20 fucking years and plus, like, you kind of get, like, the sense of, like, comfortable, like, it's kind of just, like a routine type of thing. You know how, like, even in life, when you have, like, a routine, like, as far as, like, work, like, if you go from work to home and then that's it. Same thing with a marriage. If it's, like, routine, you kind of get tired of it. So even though you're happily married with that person, I could definitely see that, something, swerving, changing, whatever. But as far as Jada and August and Will, I feel like that was so messy.
Why?
So
because it's on a
messy.
public
Like,
platform?
No, not even that. Okay, well, yes. So, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys knew, but, like, I've known, or, like, it's been suspected for, like, years.
I honestly didn't know about this until this year. I had no idea that they were in an open relationship.
Yeah, it's always been
rumors.
it's always been, like, suggested.
It blew
Like
my
you said,
mind.
rumors. It's, like, for years, like, that they're swingers or whatever, right? So, hearing that, or I remember, what was it, last year or something like that? Like, he came out with this song, and there was, like, a iMessage thing, and Jada's like name came up or whatever, and it was just like, yeah. There you go.
Cover art or something like that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was like really like, and then like as everybody knows, like they've always had like a friendship that's like really close, right? So I just feel like it wasn't his. Like obviously, Will and Jada never came out saying, "Hey, we're swingers," or like, "Hey, we have an open marriage," right? They've suggested it, they've mentioned it, they like alluded to it, but never openly said, hey, that, right? Mm-hmm. So I just feel like it was super messy for August to go and say something that's not his place to say. Even though, that makes
sense.
That's just how I feel about it. But
so you don't think the situation's messy, you just think August is messy.
So he was the one who put it out,
because,
to the world.
Yeah, basically, because I mean, like, if that's what makes them happy, then, sure, whatever, go for it. Like, if it works for them, it works for them. As far as August going and saying something that's saying it, like, to the world.
I mean, Jada talked to her husband about it and got, like, consent and was, like, free to be with August. And she's receiving a ton of backlash. But when Offset cheated on Cardi, nobody really talked as much shit. I just find that really interesting.
Because they're not in an open relationship, though. If Will and
Jada... Yeah, but nobody talked that much shit on Offset for cheating on his wife. But a lot of people are talking shit on... Like, I'm seeing more memes and more trash talk on Jada for sleeping with August, and that's all about that.
When Offset and Cardi B went through that I remember that was a huge...
There was a lot of hate on Tristan Thompson for cheating on Chloe. Do you remember that meme? It was like good night to everybody except Tristan Thompson.
Good night to everybody except Tristan.
That was my favorite meme.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's a totally different situation.
I feel like people are just... I feel like our society is accepting enough to where if he was to talk about it, I don't think it should have really received backlash. It's a man and his wife. Like... That is the terms of their relationship. If like love is a game and those are the rules of their game, it's not cheating. They like agreed to it, and it's. I think people are just blowing a situation out of proportion. It's an open marriage.
I feel like they jealous because they want to be in an open marriage. They're like, why can't I fuck other people?
But I mean, their foundation is strong. It's like they have a very functional household, very
that's what I'm saying,
grounded, well-minded children. So
like it works for them. But they never came out and said anything about it. That's why I feel like August should have never said anything about it, because they haven't been open about it. Why does he get to be open about it if he's the third wheel or whatever the fuck he has going on?
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How would y'all feel? All right, imagine you are Willow and or Jaden. How would you feel about your parents like fucking other people? Would you feel weirded out by that, or would you just be like, whatever? Yes. That's their thing. You would be a little weirded out by it?
Yes.
Okay, me too a little bit. That's why I asked.
Yeah, so
I'd be like,
just think about your parents in general having sex is fucking weird. It's gross. So like,
and the fact that like everybody, like millions of people know it, you know?
Yeah.
Like low key, I'd be like, oh.
But deep down inside, I probably
like all these people in this world, these millions of people know my parents are freaks. Like,
what are they thinking about me?
Right.
Well, okay, I find it interesting how there's a lot of open relationships now, but like. There was not a lot of open relationships even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think the world was just more open.
Sister Wives was out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's like
people made fun of that.
Yeah, but I mean,
okay, because that was weird though.
Yeah, well,
yeah. Look,
I mean, it's just kind of. I've seen a lot of tweets where they're like, "Why did marriages last longer with my grandparents than they did with our generation?" and stuff like that.
For one, there wasn't Twitter. No Instagram. I don't know, like this. Society now is just it's so free and open.
The old relationships, only one of them was really allowed an opinion. So.
Exactly, and like if you were beat or whatever the fuck, or if you were there financially, you had to stick to it.
I was about to say the women I just lost my train of thought. Brain fart. They relied on the man monetarily. So.
Damn, so y'all get money now. Just the fucking world is just. It's just.
I'm gonna be quiet.
It's turned around.
Women start working and divorce rates go pew.
Shit, that's saying something.
But I mean, deadass, like the more independent women became, the more they were like, wait a second, I don't have to put up with this dude's bullshit. Like I can move out on my own and like do my own thing.
Isn't it a wonderful thing?
I was just can I make a point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I've noticed is this weird. might be a little off. You know what I'm saying off-putting or whatever the fuck. But what I've noticed is there's a lot of women with an escort complex.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I've noticed in these streets is money has to be like, for some reason, I don't know why, has to be like a root of a relationship, which is weird, even if with somebody I don't even fucking know. It's like I'm just now meeting you and you're worried about how much money I make. Like, why? Or how much money I'm giving you upon meeting you, which is weird. It's just what I've noticed in the streets. So that's what I mean by escort complex.
I'm not like that.
Yeah, me either.
At all.
I get what you're
From
saying.
what I've I know very few women like that. Most of the women that I know who are concerned about finances, I, for one, financially supported a man for 2 years. So anytime I talk to a man, I want to know how much money he makes so that way he can hold his own. I want to know that I'm in a relationship with a man.
That's different.
And not a boy.
That's different. by
So,
the way.
like,
Yeah, I'm not trying to mooch off nobody, but I
Yeah.
don't want to be having to take care of
I
anybody.
mean, I hold
either.
men accountable financially. Also, I like the traditional standing of a relationship whenever I go out on a date. Like, I usually pay for my food, but I like the concept of a guy trying to pay the bill because it's like a traditional standpoint. As a trans woman, it feels
also a
nice to
nice
have the gender
gesture.
role because it just reinforces my womanhood. But that's just me
Yeah, that's
personally.
different. That's different. I see where you're going. That's like traditionally, that's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about though. Those girls that like, you know, yeah, I got a bag, but I'm in his bag too. That's why every time you see me, I got a new pair of girls, real hot girl chic.
Because I've seen women just like, oh, don't even talk to me unless you're ready to spend that check. It's like,
No.
Yeah, but I also, in that same breath, I hear men always talking about like, I'm spending this money on you. Aren't you gonna like, you know, give me head or blah blah blah? Like, I mean, men also expect sex just as much as women are gonna expect money. So, I mean, I think women are just recognizing that there's a demand for something and we're profiting off of it, and it makes men mad.
I had a point when you said that, and I was like,
not me, but yeah. Point.
no,
Points are made. You are correct.
So my point is that at least for me, I think that when you're going into a relationship, looking at that, the relationship really isn't going to last. You're sort of going into the relationship looking at the wrong stuff.
Exactly.
So
I mean, I feel like you should still go in having standards. Like our first date shouldn't
Have
be
a job.
no Netflix
Like,
and chill,
no.
and like maybe have a job and a car.
Yeah, like
Like-
the
like
bare
the bare
necessities.
minimum.
That's a standard.
yeah,
Exactly.
Right,
Bare
right.
necessities.
But like, you don't have to drive a Ferrari, and you don't have to like go take me and spend like $200 on me, like
Those
on our
dates
first
make me
date. Like,
uncomfortable.
you
But
feel me?
if you
Very
do,
Like, I feel like
So wait, so
people who do that and like
said
you know you're not
do.
even asking for it, and they're just like, hey, let's go do this, and they like take you shopping and stuff. You're like, wait a second, like why are you doing all this right now? Like what
I
are you
don't
trying
even
to prove?
like to go shopping and spend
Wait,
a
so,
certain
all
amount
right.
of money.
But what are you
So
trying to prove
can I
doing
ask,
that?
Yeah, so can I ask, when a guy does that for you, are you then feeling like are they implying sex afterwards?
girl,
It's just like why are you
Is that-
spending all this money on somebody you just met?
Or not even necessarily that, but like even like if someone I'm dating like for a minute or whatever, and then you just like randomly want to go like on a $300 date, I'm like, what? Why? Like I don't know.
Well, if
those
that's
types
not
of
normal, I'd
dates,
be like, where you get this money from?
yeah. I don't know.
Where does money come from?
Okay, expensive dates make me uncomfortable because I'm
Why?
the type of person. I'm the type of person like, okay, if I buy things for myself, like I don't rely on anybody monetarily, right? So I feel guilty if someone, a guy specifically or whoever, takes me out on an expensive date. I don't know. I feel like I owe them something. I'm also like that with gifts, even like with friends. So it's like it's not necessarily like a dating thing. It's like a me thing. Like I don't like getting gifts because then I feel like I owe them something, and that is just a never ending.
I used to feel the exact same way, but I kind of had to like tell myself. I went on a date with a guy once, and he paid for everything. He ended up like buying me flowers. He spent a lot of money that night, but I got to the point where I was like, okay, he is implying that he's going to expect something afterwards. I do not have to adopt that mindset and think that I owe him something afterwards. I'm not the idiot spending a lot of money on a girl that I just met. I'm not the idiot going and blowing my money so that she can smoke up all your weed and talk about herself for an hour and go home. Like, so like, I mean, if you're going to be
God.
naive enough to just like blow your money on somebody like that, then whatever. I mean, I have friends who like extend gifts, and I will like be like, no, I'm good, and because I will know like they're personally struggling, and that's whenever I like feel guilty because I'm like, you need your money, hold on to it. But like, if it's a boy just trying to get in my pants, then I mean, if you want to let me get in your wallet and then leave, that's what I'll do.
I see what you're saying.
So my question is like, do we just need to communicate?
Yes.
Yes.
I think the communication.
What kind of question is that? Duh.
Well,
that's what
or
I'm
we
saying.
could just stop
No, 'cause-
subjectifying people to monetary value.
Exactly.
That's first step.
Yeah. So
We need to start going on like more cute dates, like picnics and stuff. You know what I mean? Like like cute, simple
and
shit.
anyways, like when it comes to like first dates or like the first few dates, you guys usually talk about like, oh, what do you want to go do, or like, what do you like to do? Like, you're not gonna be like, hey, take me out to eat at fucking what's an expensive restaurant around here? I don't know. but
Cheesecake Factory.
I don't fucking
The
know.
Cheesecake Factory.
The Cheesecake Factory
that's
really
what you
working.
went for, Spencer. All right.
A slice of cheesecake there costs like $20, y'all. The fuck?
It's not $20 more.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Look, okay, so there's this restaurant called The Hex in Las Vegas. It's on the Strip. It's like close to the little Eiffel Tower thingy. But like, I got a plate of pasta. It's like the plate was that big, but like the bowl that actually held food in it was like that big. It was a $48 bowl on top of a like $30 glass of champagne, and that was the whole meal. And I was like, this is not cute at all.
See, that's why expensive dates make me uncomfortable.
But I only ate half of it, and I felt really, really full. I didn't pay
That's
for it,
crazy.
but still, it was like that's a lot of money. And then I was walking to the bathroom, and there was a chef's table, and I did not know what those were. And there was this really creepy old man asking people to come sit with him and handing out cards, and I was like, "You have a nice day, sir." All right, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Wait.
All right.
Wait. Back to polygamy. So,
That always happens.
Polygamy.
Every time.
because did you make a point about it?
No. So all right.
We always do that.
All right. So starting off with Jada and August. I agree with Morgan. August, dude, what are you doing? Why are you messing up the bag? Why? Why are you doing that? Like,
Because it was done.
so wait. So yeah. So were they like just over, or?
I thought their relationship has ended.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I still would have like.
So he's hurt.
So, and that's the thing. So, and that's what people online were talking about. They were talking.
would be too.
They were talking about how he was hurt, how Jada was like being like a predator because of like all the things he's been through, and
Yeah, I saw that too.
they were saying like he's went through some shit,
He
and
really has.
she sort of saw that,
Yeah, medical issues.
pounced,
Yeah.
pounced on it, and like just sort of took advantage of the whole situation. Like he was in a low point, so like any type of love that he was getting was bringing him back up. So I think in that situation, I think it was already in a toxic sort, not even toxic, but like I don't think he should have been in a relationship at
But
that
what
point.
if it happened like on a whim? Like, what if she was genuinely there to help, and then they was like just together one night and started everything?
Wait, so their relationship is so open that they have like boyfriends and girlfriends? Like it's not just sex, like they actually have
Well, from what they're making it sound like, it sounds like boyfriends and girlfriends. But
that?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's what works for them, that's fine. It's just not his place.
Yeah,
Like a whole nother
yeah.
relationship? Like sex is one thing because you can have sex without emotions, but like a whole nother relationship with somebody else
And that's
we
what
married?
And
I
that's
don't
why
know
I was
about
upset.
that.
We didn't get her side of the story. Granted, she said
denied
that
it.
she denies it, but like
That they were in like an actual relationship?
Yeah,
So-
she and Will denied it.
Well, the way that a lot of people see it is that they understand that they cannot supply their partner with everything, not just sexually, but emotionally as well. And for some people, that may be true. Like a lot of times in my old relationships, I felt like I was coming up empty-handed, and like that may have been because like some people may have seen it as I needed another partner to fill that gap that one partner could not. I, however, would rather have neither one if I can't have just one.
Yeah, so going back to like my answer, I don't think open relationships don't work for me because I like giving like my all to just one person, and then I like having that reciprocated. And I don't know. Like that's I feel like that's my personal fear in relationships now. That's why I'm single, is because I don't want to get so invested into someone and then
Not work out.
not work out, or like in their case, be married for so many years and then like sort of open up the marriage to just, being like an open marriage. I don't know. I feel like I have to go through a ton of therapy to like. No, I'm serious. Like I think like and I even think I know I need to go to therapy over stuff like that. So a lot of people don't, and I think that's where people mess up. We still live in an age where therapy is still sort of like looked down upon. It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't. I think August, in his situation that he was in, he should have his place should have been like at a therapist trying to figure out what he needed to do. I think the relationship filled in the void. But now that void is gone, here he is on Angelique's show, spilling it all.
Damn.
And yeah, just back at square one. So that's to everybody. Everybody and anybody. Like if you're going to be in a relationship, make sure that you're 100% before getting into it.
Yeah. We all can agree with that.
I feel that.
Yep. So I wanted to ask, so I think we already spoke on it before. So my second question was, let's say you're married already, 15, 20 years. Like this is like a deep marriage. Like
Deep
y'all
marriage.
have kids. Y'all have moved to Florida, retired. Have like a townhouse, have some properties here and there. I love that. But then your significant other comes up to you and says, "Hey, like I still love you, but I'm sort of like I want to try out this open relationship thing." But like, and like I think there's two parts of it. There's like an open relationship where it's just the sex, but then there's also the other side of like having boyfriends and girlfriends, and I guess just bringing in like one other person. I feel like there's like different sides to this question. Where like how do you guys feel about that? And where do you draw the line?
Polygamous, a swinger, or you like cuckold?
Shit.
These are the options that you're given.
Yeah, that's So does anyone like have a line that they draw? Like, are they? Because I've asked this question. And for some people, it's just I'll let y'all answer and see.
Okay, so like, and theoretically, I would say no and probably leave, but I also don't think that I would ever have a relationship get to that point, because before the relationship starts, I'm going to establish that will never, ever, ever even be a concept. If you even like, if that crosses your mind, you should swing by a divorce attorney on the way home. Like, so I mean, I don't think you would even bring it up. You might as well just cheat on me.
Oh, okay.
Like, I wouldn't even bring it up, so it can catch you and hurt you. Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, what you got?
I don't know. It's hard to say how I'm going to feel in 30 or 40 years, but I'm a very open-minded person, so I'd probably be open to it, honestly. If we're being real.
That's fair enough.
Same.
She better be bad, though.
No, okay. See, this is where I was going with that. Okay. So I would be okay with bringing someone in, right? But not like a boyfriend or girlfriend aside. I wouldn't be okay with that. Because, like, I'm a jealous person when it comes to, like, feelings. I feel like that's more sentimental than, well, obviously, than just sex, right? Because, like she said earlier, you can have sex without emotion. So,
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to go have sex with someone, make sure I'm there, though, because, no. But,
Right, because is she bad?
so,
We might be a little bi-curious.
Mike. What you mean, Mike? So,
Fred, what you thinking?
If my woman was to come to me with that concept, my first question would be why. That would be my initial question. And if that why isn't, like, if her explanation isn't good enough, then no. But at the same time, if I say no, then that might be the end of that relationship, because it's like, can I trust you at this point? Because if that's what you're requesting, then what are you willing to do for it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Yeah.
What would be a good reason, in your opinion?
I can't think of anything that won't hurt my feelings.
Relatable. Well,
Like, what if she was just like, look, your head game has just not gotten good
Oh
for like
my
the past like
God.
20
That would
years.
hurt my feelings.
And like, you know, but like,
hurt my feelings.
but like she's tried to coach you and like, you know, show you how to do it right. And like, you just aren't doing it right. And she's like, look, like I gotta
Disclaimer.
find
If
somebody
it is-
else that can.
I don't have these. Okay.
It's just an example. Like,
well, like I brought up in our group chat whenever we had like first mentioned it that everything that my partner does is intimate to me, no matter what they're doing, like cooking, watching TV. And when it comes to sex, if they're having sex with someone else, they are intimately betraying me, it feels like. So I'm not going to be able to like look them in the face or have sex with them and like not think about the fact that they have slept with someone else, that they have taken something so intimate between me and that person and turned it into something so surface value.
But you don't look at sex meaninglessly.
Well, like that's the thing. If I'm with my partner, I don't want them to ever look at sex meaninglessly at all either.
Right.
I mean, I may have in the past and they may have as well, but if that's the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, sex is not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be about the fact that we are doing the thing that makes us feel the most alive, and that's just being with each other. So like when you betray that and sleep with someone else, or think about that I'm not providing if I'm not loving you effectively, that's kind of where it just, you know, makes me feel like I could cut myself short, or I'm not like doing my job in a relationship.
You know what? You ready for my hot take for like me in the future? Like for this question, I feel like marriage as what we know it is dead.
Oh, for sure.
Like I feel
That's a
like
fact.
you know, living
This
to
new generation?
Yeah, it's over. Like living
for
to us,
everyone.
living like getting married in like your 20s and then living all the way to like your 70s, 80s with the same person. I don't know, like as much as I want that to be a thing for me, like I don't see it happening.
I agree. That's why I'm saying, like, when you have like a routine, I get bored. I know I get bored. So, not saying that I would get bored with that person, but I would want to bring in something to like.
I feel like our generation, we're too ADHD with everything we do. We get bored quick. So when it comes down to like marriage and everything, we get bored really quickly, and we're open to more things now.
Well, I mean, to argue that, I have two sisters that are married. They've been with the same guy since they were in high school. They married their high school sweetheart.
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Two separate. I thought they were like together, married one guy.
No.
It's like,
No. My sister
sisters
married,
both got married to this guy.
I was like, wow.
sister
They were all
married-
3 high school sweethearts.
How does that happen?
My sister married her high school
Oh,
sweetheart, and then my other sister married her high school sweetheart.
Okay.
And she has 2 kids.
Okay.
And they have always discovered life together. They like communicate about things all the time. They go and have new adventures together. They like try new shit all the time. They're always going on different dates, coming up with new ideas for family time. And the thing is, if you never stop exploring life with someone, you're not going to get bored with it. You're not going to want to like leave or try something else if you're constantly discovering yourself. People develop a routine and think this is how life has to be for the rest of our lives. You're supposed to grow together and evolve as a family. You're not supposed to just sit there and do what works for that moment.
How old are they?
My sister is pushing, I think she's 30 now. And my other sister is 25.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
So-
completely like, because I was like, all right. So
And
like,
they've been with the same person since they were like sophomores in high school. My parents have been together since they first met. They instantly started their relationship, got married, and they've been with each other ever since. And I've never seen their love waver at all. Even when they argue, they're still there for each other.
I don't know if it's weird. Like I feel like I'm like the person that I wants to be like to believe that, but then at the same time I'm like I feel like that's more of an exception than the rule.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So I was about to say, so do you think, because you said the concept of marriage is dead, do you think it's the concept of marriage that's dead, or the settle down age has changed?
Well,
Because we're all in our 20s, right?
yeah.
All right.
So
There's
what
a lot of
what
people not getting married until they're like in their 30s and having kids like in their 30s.
So wait, so is that what you mean, like the settle down? Like,
yeah, like has the settle
Yeah.
down age changed? Because like
Our,
you said,
our grandparents are getting married
have-
when they were like 17, 18.
Yeah.
right, and now it's like 20. For us, is it 30? Would it be 30? Would it be 40? We don't know. But it's like you said, this generation has ADHD, so it's like everything has to be instant gratification, and I
Exactly.
fucking hate new relationships. Sorry, I got into the mic for that, but I fucking hate new relationships. And a lot of people base an entire relationship around the beginning of a relationship, which I think is weird, because if you look at a relationship, in the beginning, everybody's like all hugged up on each other. But you know, the longer they stay together, like it's more like I want to be on this side of the room, or you on that side of the room. Like we're not under each other every day for the rest of our lives. We need that space to cohabitate and still love each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like the same concept with friends. I don't think friends should, not necessarily they shouldn't, but they don't have to talk every day to still be close friends. I think the same thing about a romantic relationship. Even though if you talk every day, yeah, whatever. If you get married, you live together, there's still some days where I might not see you. We live in the same house, whatever. I'm just downstairs. Want to see me, come downstairs or whatever the fuck. So it's just instant gratification. So that's why I asked, has the settle down age changed? Because now, because we have all this shit at our fingertips, Tinder, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to use to look at people, I don't know. So it's like,
Twitter.
this is like you should see all this stuff and it's all in your face, and you have that opportunity to either try to experience that before you get locked down to a relationship. So a lot of people might be trying to experience all these things before they get locked down to a relationship, and that might take years. Who fucking knows? Next thing you know, oh shit, I'm 32. Let me get into a relationship and have some children. You know what I mean? So that could be a half of what you're saying. Or that could explain the reason for why things are the way they are.
I mean, that's a really good point. I feel like you're right that the settle down age has been like pushed back. Most people, honestly, I see most people don't really get into those like real relationships until later. But that's also based on like how our early 20s are now. Like back then, your early 20s, like you already have been in like your profession
Yeah.
for like a couple years at that point. At that point, you may or may not have a house already. So, you know, thanks, Gen X. Yeah, y'all fucked us. Like we can't experience like a lot.
Boomers and Gen X.
Boomers
both
and Gen
kinda
X.
fucked
Yeah,
us.
we can't.
together.
Our experience is different. It really is. So like how
They DP'd us.
yeah, how we experience all these other things, like it's gonna be different. So like I feel like those expectations also have to change.
Well, I growing up and like the more that I learned about marriage from my grandparents and, you know, their friends, marriage kind of seemed really miserable for most women. And I think that's another reason why a lot of people aren't rushing into it, because a lot of people were miserable back then. Like, and we see a lot of relationships failing because people did jump into it. And like, the more that our society grew and like allowed room for expression and free thought, the like less likely people were to work out. Plus everything is right in front of your face. So like social media, like you got one slip up, one double tap on a picture you weren't supposed to, and you're arguing for a month. Like
That's a whole thing.
Thank God IG took off that information, because haha, bitches.
Haha, bitches.
Yeah, like I think we just have to sort of step back as just like, you know, a generation, and just like things are different. We got to see that as different and now sort of like move along to it. I think some people hold old traditions to us, and it's not the same. It's definitely not the same.
well, I mean, I'm sure back then they were like, marriage is changing. I can't sell my daughter for a fucking cow. Like, it's always going to change. Like,
Damn it.
Yeah, so we want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let us know, you know, do open relationships work? Are you in an open?
Are you too into polygamy?
Yeah. Are you into the what do you guys call it? A thruple?
polygamy too.
Polygamy?
A
Yeah.
throuple.
What is that? What is that?
A thruple is
this
like
three
three
people?
people, yeah, and a couple. Thruple.
I can do that sexually, but not emotionally.
That's what I'm saying. Can I live my life with just a continuous threesome? I
That's
don't
a
know.
three-way, not a thruple. There's a
That's what I'm
difference.
So
saying.
no,
That's what
so
I'm saying.
wait, so at that point do you get like what size bed do you get? And like, what's the
California
sleeping?
Cali
what's-
King.
What's
That's what I
the,
have.
what's the sleeping situation?
Oh, you
Is
have
it
a
like-
Cali King?
I mean, maybe they all sleep in separate beds. I don't know.
Not
I'm
because
sure
of
it
that.
varies. I'm sure it varies for each.
All right.
I don't have a Cali King because I'm in a what is it, a thruff? Oh my god.
Oh,
Thruple.
wow.
I just like my comfort and I appreciate.
First of all, I want to know where you find more than one person to like you.
I'm still
That's
trying
what I'm
to
saying. I
find
could
one
do it
person.
sexually, but not because I can't.
That's not that hard. You find more than one person to like you?
To like want to be in a relationship.
Thank you.
It
Like,
depends
okay,
on what your-
Okay,
it depends.
that's different.
How you going?
It depends on what your standards are. Because I know I'm pretty sure we all have people that if we were like, "Yo, let's get this relationship going,"
Okay, you have
they go ahead
I
and
could
do it.
settle
But
so
then-
quick.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I know that's my problem for sure.
No, you have a point.
Okay, next.
All right, so like I was saying, y'all in the
Next.
comments, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, we'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think. Let us know if open relationships work. Let us know if August fucked the bag up, which he did.
He did.
Let us know your wrong opinion.
Let us know. All right, so
That was funny, Velvy.
next up, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the topic of the episode, and this is gonna be another one of those serious. What?
Ready, prepared.
Okay,
like,
no. This
hmm.
is serious
Bad.
too.
Wow.
You're right. This
I
is
wanna know.
exactly. This is super serious. So serious that it's its own segment called "Unfortunate Facts with Morgan."
How dare you forget me? Y'all, please don't hate me for this. Please don't unsubscribe. So it's a two-parter.
Ooh, okay.
The first part is
Number 2, partner.
Oh, yes.
I hate you.
You made a poop
hate
joke last
you.
episode too.
Yeah, because she said doo-doo.
No, not earlier. I'm saying last episode.
Did I really?
Yeah, with the same segment.
Oh. Yeah.
What's the fact?
I can never have my moment. So I don't even know how to lead into this. The human anus can stretch up to 7 inches before taking damage. That's the first part. Okay. A raccoons can squeeze into holes as tight as 4 inches. So that means you can take almost 2 full raccoons in your booty.
I think we lost Fred, guys.
These are facts. These are stone cold facts. Please don't try that at home.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's funny.
Please, kids, don't try that at home.
That's
Don't test out this.
A raccoon.
Jada fucking me.
If any of you are stupid enough to try this, email me at.
Put it on your TikToks.
Brazzers.
No. Guys, don't do it. Leave the raccoons alone. They don't deserve that.
So if you're a furry, leave a thumbs up.
that gives a new meaning to.
Oh my god. Ew. I'm disgusted.
So wait, so
You're
does
welcome.
that mean what? Sorry, he said 7 inches.
7
That's
inches.
Like
So,
just-
no, not in length, Chris. We're talking about diameter.
Oh, so
So 7 inches in diameter.
I could.
So like a beat speaker.
Oh.
What are you? You're just gonna stick your whole elbow?
So wait, so like diameter.
He's just diameter.
He did this. He said so.
It's circumference.
Like, what are you gonna stick
Yeah.
your elbow up somebody's?
I mean, 7 inches. I have room to work.
That's funny. That gives whole new meaning to this meme that I have of T.I. looking in a hole.
What?
I'm sorry.
Do I need to share it?
What?
Yes.
He said
Say
it's a
something while
meme
I
of
look this
Ti
up.
looking in a hole.
Something while I look
all
this
right.
up.
I'm disgusted.
That's the fact.
Disgusted.
If you liked that fact, let me know. If you
Who
hated
would
it,
possibly
let me
like
know.
I don't know if that's true. That sounds like a stretch.
Some people might.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm leaving.
On a fucking roll. I love it. I love it.
You need to start fact checking this. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Ew! Jeez!
It just gives new meaning to this picture. No. Should I show the camera?
What is that supposed to be, though? What is he
That's a
looking
booty
at?
hole. That's the Buddha house.
That's a butt.
I don't know.
Why?
Somebody
Is
posted.
that why they call him Tip?
Oh my god.
Yo, Fred,
I gotta go.
Fred, send that to me so I can edit it into this episode so
T.I., more
people
like
can see what we're talking
DM.
about.
Oh
Put
my
it as the
God.
background. I just.
Oh my god.
No.
We're not doing that. No. We are not doing
Might
that.
as
will
well
not
go
be
ahead
there
and
the
slap
whole episode.
Demonetized. Like,
Demonetized.
it's over.
Yikes. Wow. All right. So
That's funny.
that was your unfortunate fact.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna go home thinking about that.
I can't tell you how many people I'm gonna tell that to.
We're all gonna be leaving here with a weird prostate of
I'm
mine.
gonna text that to 4 people the minute this is over.
Did you just hear what she said?
I did. I ignored it.
We're just gonna keep gliding over these puns because Jesus.
Wow. All right. So let's get serious. Even more serious than how serious we were a couple
God.
minutes ago.
How to go from that to
Yeah. This is just if you.
Yeah, now let's get to the butt end of the conversation.
Can I really get serious?
Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
I already know the topic. We hate it. Cue music.
I mean, it's true though. We're all tired of this at this point. But let's talk about these obvious, super obvious cover-up murders that are just happening all over the country.
There's lynchings. There's people getting shot in the head, being handcuffed. There's murders, straight up murders getting covered up.
So, just some examples. Sandra Bland.
She was pulled over at a traffic stop. I don't remember exactly what she was pulled over for. Got brutalized, got taken to jail, killed herself, air quotes, in jail.
Yep. Breonna Taylor.
Not that this is being covered up necessarily, but they're not doing shit about it.
Yeah.
About to say that one. Did they call that They didn't call that one a suicide. They're just
ignoring it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
They are.
Kendrick
Johnson
pisses me off so much. That thing,
What was
oh
it?
my God.
So at this point, what was their excuse for how did he get himself into a wrestling match? That's what I want to know.
He was looking for his shoe.
Was that what it is?
So I've seen plenty of cheer practices. I've never been a cheerleader, but I've seen a plenty. Thank you. And I've seen it takes like multiple girls to roll these up, right? Mm-hmm. And when they roll it up, the hole is
Damn, you fucked us up for this whole episode.
I'm sorry. There's when it's rolled up, like there's not a lot of space for a whole person.
Not to
like,
mention, how does a person roll themselves up in a fucking mat?
Yeah.
Exactly. Those things are heavy. That's what I'm saying. Like it takes
Well,
multiple girls to do that.
I
Much
read,
less-
I don't know how true it is, but I read online that like the people who they suspected to have murdered him was like his dad worked for the like government, FBI, some
The
bullshit
video
like that.
footage in
Sandra
the gym
Bland
was edited also.
Yeah,
that
he
it?
was halfway through.
They
it,
showed
and then
that.
He just deleted
just-
off the
yeah.
It
It's
also,
just like
it was blurry as well. That one part got cut, and then like the one that was pointed toward the mats, the only camera that was pointed toward the mats had like messed up video. It was not even like you couldn't even see it.
I haven't seen that.
You didn't see that? Yeah, it was literally the only camera. Everything else had clear video except that one. That one.
And there's like a huge like you remember when we
That
saw,
was another
when we saw
camera where there was like
Velocipaster?
a break.
And there was like a cut. That's what they did to that surveillance video. Like that was like a very
It was
obvious
really
like, cut.
horrible because like kids appeared playing basketball. Like, come on,
Yeah.
let's be serious.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the last one I want to say is Tamler Hartsford from was it Fulton, Forsyth in Georgia.
From around here.
She was at a like pretty much like
It was an adult slumber party.
And she supposedly got drunk and fell off the balcony.
She was the only black woman there. BT
There
dubs.
was like
There was like 5 or 6 other women there.
White women, and then I think they said 2 or 3 white men.
Like some
know
of
there
their
was men there.
husbands were
But
there,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, but so
So all those people were there, and somehow she got went missing, and no one noticed she was gone, and just fell off the balcony.
yeah, and then when you look at like the forensics behind it, they said that pretty much it looked like it was a bunch. Like she had like a bunch of
They said like blunt
forces.
trauma.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But to them, I mean, but if you fall off a balcony, that's just one blunt force. That's it, not multiple. So, there's that, and then of course there's the numerous black men being hung around the country.
There's black women too.
Black women,
black men and women. Yep.
Being hung and it being
Ruled as suicide.
Ruled as suicide.
Not just hung from anywhere, not like in the closet or something like you see normal,
like at
normal
courthouses
hangings,
and
right? But
shit.
it's in a fucking tree in like a park or something. Like, come on now.
No one person, especially a black person, is coordinating that themselves. It's not happening.
And my thing is, how did they get up in the tree
A whole
to do
tree.
that? There's no stool or chair or anything that they stood up on and stepped on. You know what I mean? They climbed that tree with the rope and everything and did all that. And like, come on, no.
It's like really
No.
insulting how blatantly obvious it is that these people are not killing themselves and like that they're
right.
just like, oh,
It's just suicide.
they killed
Yeah,
themselves.
whatever.
So I just want, like, as public record, as a black man, if that ever happens to me, that's not suicide. If I'm gonna take myself out, it's not gonna be that.
If I die in police custody, it wasn't suicide.
That too.
Honestly, you know what? We should really get a trend going where like we get people of color, especially or minorities in general, to get like a post, like a very public post saying that
So-
if I'm ever in police custody, I did not kill myself, and that can
Yeah,
like
so like when all these like lynchings first started happening, I did see like several people say, "Hey, if you see me, like if you hear anything about me getting like lynched or hung from a tree or whatever, it wasn't me." And it's so sad that like this is what we've come to. Like people are making public posts about this. Like it shouldn't have to happen because those are literal murders. There's no way. Like
The fact that they're just being shrugged off though should speak volumes.
Well, okay, so
About
the
our
Sandra
government.
Bland thing, I actually like jumped down a rabbit hole a while back for.
yeah.
She was very outspoken against police brutality within her city, and she was pulled over for a minor traffic stop.
Wasn't like a blinker.
Yeah,
Turn signal.
and they were trying to charge her with like some I just
They tried to
read-
charge her for assaulting an officer.
Yeah, and they had like, I think her family sued and like got a settlement or something like that. Not a settlement, but they basically tried to say that they just didn't check on her enough for her mental health. But she also like they did not share the here it is. Sandra Bland's Sandra Bland's case returned to the public's attention in 2019 when her cell phone video became public for the first time. Her family's attorney said the case needed to be reopened in light of the new evidence that was not allowed in the initial civil case. So they didn't even allow all of the evidence in the lawsuit, and then they finally made it public once
I
they
remember.
had to.
I remember that because their lawyer had even said that he had not seen the cell phone video. He was like, I didn't even
Yeah, I
know
think
that
it's-
existed.
It's interesting in a lot of these cases, though, after the statute of limitations is up, they're like releasing the
Like the body cam
evidence.
footage.
And
And
once
all
it
that
once it
shit.
becomes really, 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 really inconvenient and like too much of a challenge to really reopen the case, they release the information that they had to release in the first place. So that's just I think it's orchestrated to not favor people of color, but that's just my opinion.
All right, so that's us bringing the topic to the table. For stuff like this, I always love, or I like trying to at least start the conversation of like what to do to fix it. What do you guys think? And of course, like the first thing, of course, is like defunding the police and like just reworking that whole thing from the ground up. But like we could say these things, but what do we have to do to start these things?
I think that progresses in cases should always be public information, and I think evidence in cases should always be public information, so that way we can actually start holding people accountable and putting pressures on our public servants to serve the public. I think that police definitely need to be defunded. I think the police jurisdiction that they were given is out of like jurisdiction, if that makes any sense at all. Basically, I think they need to just have a seat and let people take care of it. I mean, you can hire a private investigator who will give you results faster than the police force will.
Defunding is one thing. Holding cops accountable is more important. Because you can defund all you want, they still gonna do the same shit with
Yeah.
cheaper stuff. Like it doesn't stop them. Holding cops accountable and not giving them that, I guess, protection that is within the police force and government or whatever the fuck. Holding them accountable, giving them real consequences, not a paid leave, not an unpaid leave, because they still get to come back to work. Like, jail time, press charges, they can get sued as people.
They need to get blacklisted.
I don't think that they should.
police.
I think this is like lightheaded, honestly, because I think if you go and actively pursue a career path that we all are like existing under the understanding that they are there to protect us and to take care of us and to keep us out of harm's way, they are held to a higher standard than we should be. So if they commit a crime like that, they should receive harsher punishment than we do, because they are supposed to be upholding and enforcing the law. We are just basic citizens. You are asking to be, getting the pat on the back, such a good person, so now you should be a fucking good person.
But no one's policing the police. If the police is attacking me, who do I call?
Exactly. And then even
I've seen
like
videos of that too. Like people
Well, I mean, there have been people who've called the police to come help them, and then the police, there's black people who've called the police, and the police attacked the person who called asking for help in the first place.
Yeah.
so like what do you do in that situation? Can't do anything really.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
Can't call 911 again.
the police isn't really a public servant. It's a servant for rich white people.
Yes. But you also got to look at why the police was created.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, facts.
Yeah.
Well, most of this, okay, here's the thing. Most of these things they're hurting people, and they're using the excuse of traffic laws, or they're using the excuse of the war on drugs and stuff like that. Okay, well, why don't we just not have a war on drugs anymore? Why don't we no longer, I mean, we have cameras on every fucking corner of our streets. They can tag your tag. There's no reason for them to, like, let's say a cop is chasing a guy who just killed my grandmother, and they're chasing him down the road, and he crashes into another car and kills 5 people because he's running from the cops. Why not just get his tag and launch an investigation that way and pursue him a little more discreetly instead of putting everybody else in harm's way? There's no reason why they should really even be actively doing traffic stops. They should not be actively.
That's my thing.
Yeah, they shouldn't only be there when we ask them to be. They're doing too much, overall.
I think for like minor things like traffic stops, for like just dumb stuff, like with things on like drugs too. Just fucking send me like the
Send me the invoice.
Send me the invoice. Like if I didn't use my blinker and it's like on camera, just fucking send me the invoice. I'll pay I'll pay the ticket. Like, there's no need to like now then pull me over and then start probing. Hey, what do you have in the car? Or can you?
What are you doing here?
Right.
Is
What are
this
you
your
doing
car?
here? Exactly. I think they use those like minor
that's
things.
always the first question.
Yeah, they use those
Is this
minor
your car?
things to sort of.
Right.
go
What are you doing
into-
in this part of town? Where are you from? Where are you going?
My thing is, like,
Whose car is this?
they,
I got pulled over one time. I was scared as fuck.
I'm scared as fuck all the time.
This was back when I went to school in Macon. So I was doing something in Atlanta. I don't even remember. But I was driving from Atlanta to Macon, and around Locust Grove. Yeah, it was the Locust Grove exit. I got pulled over. I thought it was because I was speeding. Granted, I was kind of racing this dude, so whatever. So the cop pulls up next to me. I thought he was going to get the other car because the other car was driving faster than me. I had a Jeep at the time. He had a something faster. So so I thought he was going to go after that car. Sped up like he was going to pass my car, then like looked at me. We made eye contact. I made eye contact with the
shit.
cop. He immediately slowed down, got behind me, and pulled me over. So he pulls me over, and in my head already I'm trying to think of excuses like, oh shit, I was speeding. Let me tell him I had to pee something, you know what I'm saying? So he comes up and he's just like, do you know why I'm pulling you over? I was like, nah. And he was like, your tag light's out.
What?
I'm like, okay. Sure. All right. So he runs my plates. Normal cop shit, I guess. And I'm in my car, and I look in my rearview mirror, another cop car pulls up. So now there's 2 cop cars behind me. So dude comes back, he's like, can you step out the car? It's like, for what? Like, the fuck, for what? So I get my phone because I'm not getting out this car without my phone. And I call my homegirl. And I was like, I'm being pulled over, so I'm going to just, put you in my pocket, have you on speaker, whatever the fuck. So walk to the cop car. He's like, put your hands on the hood. Okay. While I was approaching the car, he was like, do you have any weapons on you? I was like, no. He's like, you got any drugs on you? No. I'm a college kid. Like, I'm trying to just go back to school. So put my hands on the cop car, and then he was like, he pats me down, then he's like, all right, just sit on the hood. And he's like, sit on the hood and don't move. I was like, okay, cool. Next thing you know, he was like, is it okay if I search your vehicle? I said, no. I didn't have anything in there, but I still said no, because you wasted my time. He's like, okay. Out the other cop car is a canine unit. Hops out the car with the dog. After I said, you can't search my car. Motherfucker sniffed my car. The dog stops at my back left tire for literally 2 seconds, just like a little, and keeps walking. He's like, oh, the dog stopped. I got to check your car. I'm like, go for it, motherfucker. I don't, like, at this point, I'm just so irritated. I'm not even like, yo, what's your name? I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, do what you got to do so I can get the fuck out. So, dude digs through my car, utterly destroys everything in that motherfucker. I had like an overnight bag somewhere. Like, he rips that shit apart. And I remember he opens up my glove compartment. He see, because I had crystallized ginger. I'm Caribbean, so crystallized ginger is like, you have an upset stomach, you eat that shit. This motherfucker pulls that shit out my glove compartment and yells at me like, what the fuck is this? I was like, that's candy, sir. Like, what do you want? So he's like opening the bag, smelling it, and I'm like, yo, it's ginger, fam. Like, put that shit back in my car. So he's like, oh, okay, just making sure, whatever. So he's doing his weirdo cop shit. The other cop is like talking to me like a human being. Like, he's like, oh shit, like, what you doing? Like, what, you in school? What you doing in school? Oh, that's cool. Like, oh, you a math teacher or whatever. So he was being cool about it. The other guy was being a dick and smelled my car, searched my car, didn't write me no tickets, like nothing. All this for a
Pulling
tag
you over
light.
for a tag light.
A tag light being out.
I've been pulled over for a tag light being out 4 times. And been let off with a warning.
Every time that I get pulled over, I usually get a ticket. And I get pulled over a lot because cops in Griffin be doing too much and they know who I am and they get on my fucking nerves. And that's that on that.
But like, seriously though,
that
has never happened to me.
My car gets searched
For a tag light?
the time. They tear my car apart all the time. I was with my friend Vita. And we were coming home from work, and a cop was coming forward, and we were going, like, we were basically passing each other, and he cut his lights on before he even came around, and then he pulls me over, and he said that my brake light was out. And I was like, how could you see my brake light if you flash your lights in front of me, fool? And he was like, did you smoke? He was like, do you smoke marijuana? And he was like, your car smells like marijuana. I was like, I smoked this morning, but it's tonight. So... And he was like, well, do you mind if I search your car? And I was like, sure. So he searched my car. He searched me. He searched Vita. I was being real extra. I was like, I would prefer a female cop. I don't want y'all to touch me. It took them a minute to get a female cop out there. And then I told them they needed to get a warrant. And then it took them a minute to get a warrant because they woke up a judge for it. But yeah, no, they wasted my time completely. But every time they see me, they pull me over. I'm so sorry that it's so rude. I don't even know whose phone that is.
Only Android.
Oh, shut up.
Ooh.
Burn.
Listen,
right.
I know my phone is janky. It's okay, though.
So all right. So I don't know. Like, I feel like we have this conversation like a lot, but like we honestly need to like just start doing something.
I feel like we're also
Vote.
desensitized.
True.
Right, we talk about this and like I used to get upset and like shed a tear and like be in my
no, it's
feelings
so
and now I'm just
normal.
like, wow, someone else died?
It's so despicable, but this is like common conversation to be like, oh, you know, so and so they got shot by a cop.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Right. Oh,
it's
another
fucked.
one?
yeah.
Like
I just don't think that any cop who is a cop right now, like, everybody's like the all cops are bastards things, and everybody's like getting pissed about it. But like, if the system's evil and the cop enforces the system, then I mean, the cop was probably evil. Like, you know, I don't know.
Nazis followed orders.
On the
too.
record, I would like to say fuck 12.
I think that's a solid around the room.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, hashtag retweet.
I concur.
Hey.
So, yeah, I mean, that's what I have this week. Like you know, like I said, we talk about this stuff a lot, and it's just it's tiring. Like it's you know, we've gotten to the point where, like you said, we're desensitized. But then also at the same time, the media plays a huge part in like what we're exposed to.
Algorithms on Twitter. Hey, this is a pro tip. Sorry to cut you off. This goes exactly what the fuck you saying. I've noticed that people are not seeing protests happening on Twitter. And I realized that if you go on your Twitter feed is 100% algorithm based. But you can change that to see the latest tweets. I forgot how to do it. But no, hold on. Somebody open up your timeline. Who has a safe timeline?
I deleted
I don't.
Twitter.
I don't have Twitter, so
What?
can't help you, liar.
You have a safe timeline. Okay, cool. So if you go here, see this little sparkly thing at the top right corner? See latest tweets. Boom. Now you see what's posted at the same time as posted.
That
It takes it back to
tutorials.
old Twitter. It doesn't tell you like all this shit. It's like, 15 hours ago, but it's at the top of your timeline. No. So that little sparkly diamond shit, the top right hand corner of your Twitter, click that, then click see
Little
latest
sparkly
tweets.
diamond shit.
And now you might see some protests.
Well, I think it's trendy to talk about it, but it's not trendy to do something
Well,
about
no,
it.
so no, it's not trendy, and I've noticed is that peaceful protests are not trendy, and they're still happening. Last
In
time
like a lot of the major cities.
major cities. Last time I checked, I saw that like New York is like on day like what was it, like 30 something
Uh-huh.
of like straight protests.
Sorry. One more thing.
Concrete
Twitter
jungle.
will change that shit back to the algorithm base, so you might have to check that a few times. Okay, that's it.
They're like, whoa, they're getting too much truth. Let's go ahead and swap it back. Yeah, so yeah, like the media is like a whole fucked up thing too. I just wanted to like say that it's weird.
Fuck the media.
Yeah, like
and
they
fuck Trump.
And fuck
Yeah.
12.
Fuck you, Donald Trump.
Fuck avocados.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Rewind.
Whoa,
Someone
hold on.
get her. Whoa.
Oh,
That's not my fault. Y'all like wet napkins.
Rewind, and we're just gonna completely cut that out and continue with the conversation we were going with.
Oh yeah, that shit getting edited the fuck out. Cut.
Thank you.
that's what I feel about the avocados.
Was that cricket?
Yes.
I don't like cricket.
I don't like your opinion. Next. Oh.
So, all right. So, I guess we could go ahead and wrap it up for the week. This is yeah, that's what we
Got
got.
an hour and 7 minutes, 3 minutes, and y'all can't afford me anymore.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Shit.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding. I have no net worth.
Before we get off though, guys, register to vote. If you have not registered to vote in your state yet, register and research these candidates. Make sure their views align with yours.
Light
and then
a
go
fire
vote.
under your city commissioner's asses.
Don't vote for Kanye.
Oh my
As a
God,
joke.
please.
Do not vote for Yeezy.
Don't do that.
Do not.
Even as a
Don't
joke.
Don't vote
just
for
don't.
Trump and don't vote for Biden.
What year was that when motherfuckers was doing
Harambe?
Harambe?
Who do they
and
vote?
Ariana
Who
Grande?
should they vote for then?
God.
I don't know. Look, y'all let me know who I should. I'm
Write
not
in Bernie
comfortable
Sanders.
voting for any of the people. Okay, I just saw this thing on Twitter that said that they are making it to where like your who's those people that the electoral college has to vote in favor for like the popular vote. Why
It's
don't we?
technically always been like that in most states.
Why don't we just have like the popular vote win in general? That just makes so much more sense. The electoral college is there for like no fucking reason. Why are we paying these people to do stuff that they don't need to even be doing? What the fuck are they doing? Their
Low-
reason for like Donald Trump
low-key,
is there
it would
because
just
these
make
motherfuckers.
sense.
Okay.
Like whoever has the most vote wins.
Yeah, Hillary would have been president.
And so would I didn't like when Bush ran, didn't Al Gore win the popular? Or,
I was in fifth
so.
grade. I do not remember that.
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
The last
So-
presidential election. I
Yeah, so
remember.
like, so all this stuff. At the end of the day, all the shit's fucked up. We just need to go out and vote as like a younger generation. I feel like we need to
And
do
speak
our part
up. Speak the fuck up.
Go to these like town hall meetings. A lot of them now are like they're doing it through Zoom because yes, COVID's still a thing. Wear your fucking mask. Quick side story because I'm still slightly pissed off about this.
As you should be.
Okay, so here I am at work, just chilling, vibing, just doing work stuff, right? I get a call from a manager. We're talking about stuff in the back. One of my associates comes up and she's like, "Yeah, so we have this lady in the store right now. She's checking out, but she's been coughing." I'm like, "Okay." She's been like coughing, and then like saying, "Oof, I don't feel so good." She's like talking to her children. She's like, "Yeah, I really shouldn't be out right now."
As much as we hope people have good judgment. Let's put this into like real perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think how grimy humans are, you feel me? I'll put myself in the shoes of a grimy human. These are not my words. I'm just saying. If I catch COVID, how much do I really give a fuck? How much I spread that shit? I already have it. How much do I give a fuck? That is the mind of a grimy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I look at it like I gauge how people are, like how good a person is. Like I used to gauge it on like whether or not you're a person.
Now you gauge it on if you
The
spread
shopping,
Yeah.
the shopping cart
Shopping
test.
cart, yes. So if you're a person that she knows where I was going. If you go out to like Kroger, go to Publix, wherever, you're done with your shopping cart. What do? Are you gonna actually go out, walk it to the shopping cart area, or are you just gonna fucking just leave it there? Because there's literally no consequence of just leaving it there.
Yeah, you're right.
It's literally the perfect like way to see like whether or not you're a good person. Most good people, most like decent human beings think, okay, I wouldn't want a shopping cart to hit my car. I wouldn't want it in the way. Let me go ahead and think of other people and put it back to where it needs to be.
See, my mom has COPD, so like if she catches the coronavirus, odds are she probably won't like survive that. So don't be a freaking dick wrinkle and like wear a fucking mask because people are dying, Kim.
Kim.
Yeah,
Kim K.
no,
What if she was crying over
But
her
she lost a
diamond
lot in her
earring?
In the
People
ocean.
are dying, Kim.
Yeah. I mean, they are like, it's so fucking.
People still don't care though.
Y'all think Georgia's gonna have a mask mandate?
No.
Yeah, Kim's an asshole. He's a clown.
Our president's remedial.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that
Why
Our
Kim
president,
look
our
like
governor is
that?
remedial. Well, both of them. Both of them.
I think it's funny that at the beginning of this COVID shit, I think I tweeted this. At the beginning of this COVID shit, everyone was looking towards healthcare professionals for advice. What should we do? Blah, blah, blah. Now everyone's looking towards politicians, which is fucking weird.
Well, that's because our like pandemic, like healthcare has not changed since the 1930s.
Right. But it's like healthcare professionals wrote a letter to Kemp saying, hey, we're overworked. We have too many motherfuckers here. Maybe if you made it mandatory to wear a mask, we might cut some of this shit down. And Kemp said, I don't remember what he said. Actually, let me read it verbatim. I got this shit and I was like,
Well,
what the fuck is he talking about?
Once healthcare officials start getting sick, who the fuck's gonna treat the coronavirus
Nobody.
or do it?
Nobody.
Whenever, like
Google.
My boyfriend's mom
We're
is a
gonna
nurse,
Google it,
and she has
and
COVID.
Google tells me I have cancer every time I
She's
look
in the
and try
hospital.
to figure out what's wrong with me.
Yo, WebMD has an office in Atlanta. Anyway, so regardless of this is Kim's word, not mine. So regardless of what legal actions may or may not happen, we shouldn't get to that, I think. The governor said Wednesday. We shouldn't need a mask mandate for people to do the right thing. Why the fuck do you think people are gonna do the right thing, dogs?
Why do we have seatbelt laws? Like, why do we have fucking?
Okay, well you're right. We don't need masks for people to do the right thing, so we don't need police for people to do the right thing either. Where's that energy at, Kemp?
Oh.
Why you looking like a fucking hamster that just won't die?
Look at you with your dick all out.
I mean, if we're gonna live by that like mindset, like
At least apply it to everything.
everybody's gonna do the right thing because they're gonna do the right things, so we're all billionaires are just gonna pay their
Talking about people doing the right. I work retail in a store that it's required to wear masks. People don't do the right thing there.
We have like
There's all kind of stuff that you're supposed to do in retail that people don't do.
Harvard has like a lot of history where they have done tests and social experiments to figure out that people are fucking shitty, and nobody's gonna do the right thing unless people make people do the right thing.
So, like, all right, I don't know if y'all saw episode 2 or whatever, speaking to you guys out there, but I had an issue at the salon where we came in contact with somebody who had
coronavirus.
COVID. Yes, there you go. So we put a sign outside. There's 2 that says masks are required to enter, as in like, I will not service you if you don't have a mask on. People still walk in. Do I need a mask? Obvious fucking you need a mask.
Wait, did you read the
dipshit. Like,
This is
I have 2
America.
signs.
We don't have
Come
to
on.
read.
What's that sign with DW? It's like, I can't read. The sign isn't going to stop me. Anyways, that's literally how
This
people
sign
are.
can't stop me.
I've watched someone read the sign that says mask required and then look, like, I'm standing right next to the sign. They'll be like,
Yep.
I have to wear a mask?
Yep. No. They do the double take. They do that. They read it. They sit there and think about it. They look at it again just to be sure.
No, it's
and they still walk in. It's like, a mask required? I'm not sure, but I just wanted to make sure with you if it was okay.
You know when you have a sale in the store and it's like the whole store is like 50% off or whatever the fuck, and people walk in and they're like, so everything's 50% off? So everything? So is this 50% off? Is this? And there's signs everywhere, 50% off, 50% off.
Yo,
There's this
I've
tweet.
stood next to a sign and someone was like, what's your sale?
How much is this? I don't know. Check the price tag. There's this,
How
there's
much
this
is
Twitter at
just-
Snacky Chan. It's
it
SNACCYCHAN, and it says, "Sure, dude, don't wear a mask. You don't have to. This is America. You're so cool, bro. You made it. So much freedom. Wow, no mask. Way to stick it to the man. Damn dog. Mask free. Fucking legend. Huge pee-pee."
I don't get it.
I was gonna say, I was on your show when I gave the analogy about the mask, right?
R. Kelly?
R. Kelly.
Oh my God.
I saw that.
Yeah. So, all right. So for y'all that haven't seen the episode yet, so this is the perfect example of like why we should wear masks. So imagine a random R. Kelly.
A random.
A random R. Kelly is out and about, pantsless, no pants,
Not
no
R.
pants,
Kelly.
no underwear, dick all out, just flopping. And being an R. Kelly wants to pee on people. So he goes out, he pees. You have pants on, but you still get splashed on.
Hey, no kink shaming. Some people like
No
golden
king shaming.
showers.
No king shaming. But
Shaming R. Kelly, but not
You trying to say something?
yeah, all right,
Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just
so you walked into
Machine
that
Gun
one.
R. Kelly
hint,
Clarkson.
hint. He was like, some people are into that, guys. Like,
All right,
don't judge.
so random R. Kelly pees on you, bam, splash, you peed on. Now, next situation. R. Kelly walks up to someone with pants on, and you don't have pants on. He pees, but he like pees on himself. You're safe. Minimum splashage. It might be like you might like, it might leak. It might like, but minimum splashage. Now, third
Maybe he's
situation.
wearing linen pants.
Third situation. He has pants on. You have pants on. He pees. You're dry. You're safe. You're clean.
Thanks, Machine Gun R. Kelly Clarkson.
What? I don't get that.
Machine
Gun R. Kelly Clarkson.
Oh.
So does that mean like
Jesus.
like
You heard me.
is that like an aggressive like pee or something?
Machine Gun Kelly. R. Kelly Clarkson. Machine Gun R. Kelly Clarkson. You're fucking welcome. It's like a love child. It's like all of their names together. I don't fucking know. I just thought about it.
Okay, because I was trying to like visualize this as a person.
It's all
like,
the Kellys.
is this R. Kelly standing on a table, singing
Oh.
and peeing?
Okay.
Where's R. Kelly? What's Kelly
Machine Gun
Clarkson?
Kelly-
Scratching like ripping up people's cars. What was that? Her song?
That's Carrie Underwood.
Are you talking about
first and
Carrie
fucking
Underwood?
foremost.
Never mind.
What did you say?
But they, yeah,
But no, she
they
posted
look the
windows outside,
same,
never mind.
kind of like if one was a before and the other one was an after picture. But like, yeah, well, that's just white women.
Y'all, at the end of the day, wear your fucking mask. That's what I
Thank you.
meant.
Thank you.
Just wear a mask.
that whole
It's not
thing.
that hard.
Wear your fucking
Wait.
mask.
Real
I'm
quick.
not joking, bitch.
I love the people like, AKA the person across the street from us. Are like,
oh my god!
are like, if you wear a mask, you're gonna die of carbon monoxide poisoning because you're
all those
breathing
doctors
in the-
performing surgeries.
How long
all the
have
time.
doctors been wearing fucking masks and
Doctors,
surgery
dentists.
all fucking the whole fucking shift? How many have died?
People get carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide mixed up, and you
Exactly.
don't exhale carbon monoxide, guys. That's a fucking
Y'all
poisonous
gonna
gas.
watch out. Y'all gonna inhale y'all carbohydrates.
So no, God damn it. I already forgot my joke. Where was I gonna go with this?
That joke could not have
damn.
top J's anyway.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, shit, just threw me straight off. Wow, fuck. All right, so damn, I am frazzled right now. Okay.
And for all you motherfuckers talking about something, I got asthma. That don't mean shit.
That means you're susceptible to the fucking virus, you dildo.
You should be indoors
You
anyway.
dildo.
Shouldn't be out.
Of all things you could be bad at, you bad at breathing.
damn.
Weak
Damn.
lung?
All right, now remember my point.
Oh
Point.
wow! Wow.
Now remember my point. I think, and this is my hot take of all this, is that
Alright.
these people that are complaining that I can't breathe because of the mask, it's because they are not brushing their fucking teeth. Because listen, it hit me one day. Like I had a long ass shift at work, and I was like, "Yo, this mask is kicking my ass right now." I brushed my teeth, granted, but still a long
Like an
day.
8-hour
I had an
shift.
8-hour
All I'm saying
shift.
is-
All I'm saying is this mask is really revealing, you know what I'm saying, who can handle their own hot breath.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be in other people's faces if you can't breathe.
Exactly.
Your own shit.
First of all,
Wake up call.
my question is, if there's an X telling me to stand right here and there's an X telling you to stand right there, why are you right here?
Oh yeah, people don't believe in personal
And now,
space.
and now I'll be like, I'll look at people and be like, social distance. And they'll like, I get so many dirty looks, and I'm like, first of all,
Oh no, I just fake cough.
you can hate me, but both of us is not going to be dead, so you're welcome.
No, it's funny. Like I already before social distancing didn't like people standing up on me
Right.
in lines.
I'm ready to go back to socially
So-
distancing on my own terms.
No, but I'm saying like now that we have like a reason to tell someone to fuck off, like
Right, hey, back
I
up.
like low key really like that. I'm like, yo, social distance your ass
Stand
over
on
there.
your square, bitch.
Yo, cause some people they're I don't know their personal boundaries are non-existent,
Yeah.
Relatable content.
and y'all just need to back up, wear your mask,
Quit breathing on my neck.
quit
Oh my
breathing.
gosh.
And listen, and stay fucking home. You don't have to, you don't have to go to. I think I've seen on 4th of July, 4th of July in Atlanta was fucking wild. Apparently, if you checked out Twitter, people going to these foam parties.
Y'all quit going to the club.
Why are y'all even celebrating the 4th of July? I'm disappointed in America. You don't throw a birthday party for a kid who's bad as hell.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I like that. I like that.
Act right. You'll get a party next year.
I like that.
Bring me back home a good report card.
Oh shit.
I think this is a good point, guys.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Any shout outs? Anybody? Fred.
I want to shout out my co-hosts on Henny Haters Club, Darius and Brittany. They might try to stop by here too. So yeah, just shout out to y'all. We ain't got no episode this week because we thought Brittany had COVID, but she's well and negative. So will we come back next week? Who fucking knows?
Shout out to my therapist. I really think you got it right with my medication this time.
What'd they give you last time?
Not the right kind of medicine. Zoloft.
Oh, go ahead.
What is it? Depression hurts. Cymbalta might make you hallucinate. All right. Good talk. Thank you.
All right.
Morgan.
Shout out to my mama for making me. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Morgan's mom.
Thanks, mom.
Velvet.
I don't know. Shout out to y'all.
Who did your nails?
Oh, her Instagram is Rich Nails, 2 H's, RICHH Nails.
Shout out her because
I
she's
love
so
her.
pretty.
And I want to shout out all of you lovely bastards out there just watching our content, liking our content. Shout out to our person that won our contest this week the one person who did it right.
I think like maybe 4 people tried to enter. 1 was late. 2 of them didn't do 1 step, so it's okay. We're gonna do another one
We'll make it
later.
easier.
Probably a better prize that you guys actually want. I guess you guys don't like my voting kit. Whatever, screw you guys. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, so we definitely appreciate all of you guys.
Ungrateful
Please
bitches.
rate us 5 stars on whatever you're listening to. Give us likes, share our content, share everything. We love it.
Yay!
And with that, we are out. It's episode 4, and it's very unfortunate because that's unfortunate. I don't know. I tried to come up with something. It didn't work. I'm just gonna fucking leave. Good night, guys. Peace out. Catch y'all next time.